On the October 15th episode of Season 2 of The Golden Bachelor, 63-year-old Carol Freeman gave Mel Owens the news that she thought it was time to go home, leading to an unexpected self-elimination. One of the main reasons Freeman decided to leave the show was because she didn't have enough alone time with the ex-NFL player. Freeman recently gave an interview to People in which she discussed her breakup with Owens in great detail. For the California native, it was an essential, though difficult, decision. Carol Freeman, a participant from Season 2 of The Golden Bachelor, told People that the lack of alone time with Mel Owens was the deciding factor in her choice to leave. Out of all the women, the ones who were left, I had the least amount of time, she started. I was under the impression that it would be just Cindy and I if I didn't get the one-on-one. He knew Cindy well, so I figured she was probably the only one who would. Her speech went on. Cindy and I exchanged glances, and she could see I was like, It was hilarious because Cindy is someone I adore. So from that point on, I'm like, no, he will not spare me a moment. In contrast to the other remaining participants, Carol had no opportunity to earn quality time alone with Owens, which made getting to know him a challenge. Cindy Cullors, 60, was granted her last one-on-one date with Owens before the ladies went on their group date. Currently, she and Peg Munson, 62, are the only two women left competing for his affections. If Carol had gotten the date, would everything have turned out differently? According to Freeman's interview with People, she had a lot of respect for Owens, but she felt a different way in her gut. I liked him, so it was tough. I genuinely did. For how many times have I gushed over his good looks? That then remains the case. I had this gut feeling though. I also needed to safeguard my emotions. It was at that moment that I realized I wasn't his type. Therefore, I reasoned, you know what? My goal is to have someone pick me, thus I'm not interested in him. You want to be chosen even at 63, she explained. Owens had all of the women take part in spiritual one-on-one exercises on The Golden Bachelor airing on October 15th with the exception of Cullors. She sat him down after his outing with Freeman and they started planning their date in his hometown. Something was really troubling her and she couldn't continue listening as Freeman talked about presenting Owens to her family. Hey, I was hoping we could get in touch. You pique my interest. I swear, she said. On the other hand, I feel like we haven't really talked much. Having my family at home and then not receiving the one-on-one made me realize that we clearly don't have a strong connection. Carol Freeman, one of the contestants on ABC's reality dating show The Golden Bachelor, caused a stir when she decided to leave the show early, long before the final rose ceremony. The Golden Bachelor has been a heartwarming and highly anticipated spin-off of the original Bachelor series, where seniors looking for love are given the chance to find their soulmate. Carol, with her charming smile and heartfelt presence, seemed like she could be a perfect fit for Jerry Turner, the 71-year-old leading man. So, when news broke that Carol had made the decision to quit, fans were left in shock and confusion. Why did she leave? What happened behind the scenes that led her to make this bold move? In this detailed piece, Carol herself opens up about the reasons behind her decision to leave The Golden Bachelor and what was really going on behind the camera. Her explanation sheds light on her personal struggles, the challenges of being on a reality TV show, and the powerful emotional journey she underwent during her time on the show. The journey to The Golden Bachelor. Carol Freeman, a 60-year-old retired teacher from a small town, had been watching the Bachelor series for years. She never thought she would be a contestant, but when she heard about The Golden Bachelor, she felt it was the perfect opportunity to find love with someone who shared her life experiences and values. She was eager to meet Jerry Turner, a man who seemed to embody the qualities she was looking for: kind, considerate, and mature. Carol made it through the audition process and was excited to begin the journey of love. However, the transition from everyday life to the glitz and glamour of reality TV was more challenging than she had anticipated. When she arrived on the show, she found herself surrounded by a group of vibrant, competitive women, all vying for Jerry's affection. While Carol was open to forming a meaningful connection, she soon realized that the environment was much more intense than she had imagined. The emotional strain of being on reality TV. Reality TV shows, especially dating ones like The Golden Bachelor, are designed to create tension and drama to keep viewers entertained. While the contestants sign up knowing that this is part of the game, the emotional toll can be overwhelming. Carol quickly found herself feeling emotionally drained as the pressure to perform and compete was more intense than she expected. In her conversation with us, she shared how the constant cameras, the highly emotional nature of the show, and the fast-paced format took a toll on her mental and emotional well-being. "I thought I could handle it, but the reality of it all hit me hard," Carol admits. "You're constantly on edge, and everything feels amplified. The emotions are real, but the environment makes it hard to process them in a healthy way. I wasn't sure I was ready for that level of intensity." As the show progressed, Carol started to struggle with the idea of competing for someone's affection. She had never been one for drama or confrontation, and the constant comparisons to the other women began to make her feel like she wasn't truly being herself. "I'm not someone who likes to fight for attention or compete in that way. I wanted to connect with Jerry on a deeper level, not just for a chance to be chosen. But that's how the game works," she explains. While she initially believed she could navigate this challenge, Carol realized that the emotional cost of competing in the show outweighed her desire to find love. She was no longer enjoying the process and felt disconnected from the experience she had hoped for. This inner conflict led her to an important decision, one that would surprise many fans: the decision to quit. As the days passed, Carol found herself becoming more and more disillusioned with the process. The reality of the Golden Bachelor wasn't matching her expectations. She explained that the decision to quit wasn't taken lightly, but rather was the result of deep self-reflection. "I had to think about what was best for me in the long run. I came on the show because I wanted to find love, but I didn't want to compromise who I was in the process," she says. Carol reveals that during her time on the show, she found herself constantly battling between wanting to connect with Jerry on a personal level and having to compete with the other women for his attention. She realized that the show, in its nature, wasn't the right environment for her to pursue a meaningful connection. "I'm used to authentic relationships, and I just didn't feel like I could build that here," Carol admits. "It wasn't about Jerry, it was about the environment and the emotional toll it was taking on me." In the end, she made the difficult decision to leave. She knew it would be a shocking moment for fans, and even for Jerry, but she felt it was the best choice for her well-being. The aftermath of her departure, leaving the show early, was not easy for Carol, and she knew it would be met with mixed reactions from both the other contestants and the audience. In her heart, she felt like she was doing the right thing, but it was still a hard decision to make. "I didn't want to disappoint Jerry or the other women, but I had to put myself first," she says. Her exit sparked a lot of questions among fans and media alike. Some wondered if she had been eliminated, while others speculated about the real reasons behind her departure. Carol addressed this confusion by openly speaking about the challenges she faced on the show. She believes her decision to leave was empowering, as it allowed her to regain control over her journey and pursue a path that aligned more with her personal values. "I think there's a misconception about leaving the show. It's often seen as a failure, but for me, it was about knowing my limits and understanding what I needed in a relationship," she reflects. "I wasn't failing by leaving. I was choosing not to settle for something that wasn't right for me." Moving forward, what's next for Carol? Since leaving The Golden Bachelor, Carol has received an outpouring of support from fans who appreciate her honesty and authenticity. She's taken time to reflect on her experience and is now focused on her future, both personally and romantically. "I'm still hopeful about finding love. It might not have happened on the show, but I believe in taking the time to find someone who truly matches me," she says. Carol also emphasizes that her journey on The Golden Bachelor has taught her valuable lessons about self-respect and trusting her instincts. "I've learned that it's okay to walk away when something doesn't feel right, even if it's difficult. We all deserve love, but we also deserve to be true to ourselves in the process." As for what's next, Carol remains optimistic. She's open to the possibility of future relationships, but is also embracing the opportunity to focus on her personal growth and happiness. "Love will come when it's meant to, but right now, I'm focusing on myself and enjoying life," she shares.